Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. New location, who dis? If you're new here, hi, my name is Wangari Mwangi. I'm a first year at Harvard University and I make college related content. My voice is a bit shaky today, so sincere apologies for that. I will do my best to be loud and to enunciate. I'm also working on my audio, so 2021 goals. But today we're talking about financial aid, and this is the beginning of a series of videos that I'm going to make and talk about financial aid, literally almost everything I could think of. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this is informative, and I hope this helps all of you who are applying for financial aid or are going to in the future. So let's get right into it. So to start this off, we're going to talk about what is financial aid and what does that mean. So financial aid is monetary assistance you get from either universities, institution, or the government to assist to pay for your university expenses. So tuition, accommodation, room, board, and all those things. You get money from them to pay for those things so that you don't have to pay for yourself. And the terms financial aid and scholarships are used interchangeably sometimes, but in the US there's like a nuanced difference between financial aid and scholarships, and we'll get into that as we progress through this video. So I tried to make this as comprehensive as possible, so this coming videos may be a bit long, but I will put timestamps. And the first thing is types of aid, well, not the first thing, but whatever. So what are the types of aid, financial aid, that you can receive from these institutions, whether the university, the college, the government, or outside scholarships? So the first one is university grants and financial aid. University grants are essentially a loan that you don't have to pay back. That's what a grant is, and this ones are specifically from the university. So financial aid and university grants are more or less the same. So for example, at Harvard, where I am, I receive financial aid in the form of university grants. So Harvard, the institution, pays for me, like they pay me to pay them, so they're paying themselves, whatever. I don't know how it works, but let's say my school fees is $70,000 per year. I get a grant worth $70,000 for that school fees, and I don't have to pay it back, thank God. The second type is university loans. So for example, in my experience, Caltech University wanted me to take a loan with the university. So the loan would add up to about $25,000. They give me that $25,000. I pay my school fees. But at the end of the 4 years, once I graduate, I have to start paying it back. And I pay it back to the institution itself. So the second option you can have is university loans, where they give you the money to pay for your fees throughout the 4 years. Then you pay it back after you graduate, once you get a job. And also during the 4 years when you're in university, for Caltech specifically, the loans weren't earning interest. So it was just at 0%. And then once I graduated, once I would have graduated, that's when the loans would have started earning an interest. The third option is federal US loans for internationals. So I really don't know anyone who does this, but through my research, I found out that there are people who get loans from the US government as an international student. So federal loans are like, federal means government. So you get a loan from the US government, and usually these are only for US citizens. So if you're not a US citizen, most probably these loans do not apply to you. But there are very few cases that I've read about where you get a loan from the government, you pay for your school fees, and at the end of the 4 years, you start paying back the loans. I don't know about the interest rates, but essentially you're getting a loan from the government. The fourth option, which is much more common, is federal home country loans stroke scholarships. So for example, there are some countries that take their students to universities abroad, give the students money to pay for the school fees. Then there are two options: either you have to pay the government of your home country back, or you get a grant and you don't. So I put these two together because it depends on your home country. So there are some countries where they'll give you a grant and you don't have to pay it back, and there's some countries where they'll give you a loan and you do have to pay it back. So please check with your government embassy. Usually it's in partnership with the embassy of that country. So for example, if you're looking for a scholarship to go to Korea, go and check the Korean embassy and what partnerships they have with your home government. The fifth type of aid you can get is international organizations stroke corporations. So for example is UN, MasterCard, Coca-Cola, Google. Such big companies usually have scholarships for students to study abroad. So for example, the most common example in Kenya is MasterCard. MasterCard, in partnership with some schools, gives international Kenyan students the opportunities to study in those universities essentially for free. So they pay for your school fees. So your job is to compete, get the scholarship. So for example, you have to apply, for example, for the MasterCard scholarship. Once you get it, they'll pay for your fees in university. And the sixth option is work study options. So for work study options, what happens is you get into this university. It's in partnership with your university. So you get into this university and then you have an agreement where some portion of your school fees will come from getting a job on campus. So if you're international, for your first year, you're not allowed to get a job off campus. Your job has to be on campus. So for example, working in the library, in the gym, in the dining hall. Then after 1 year of being on campus, you can apply for, I think it's called OPT or CPT, one of the two, and then you're allowed to get a job off campus, but it must be related to what you're studying. So obviously from those jobs you're being paid either minimum wage or above minimum wage, and you've agreed with your university that some portion of that money must go to your school fees. Work study is usually in combination with another type of financial aid. So for example, me, I had a grant from Harvard, but as part of my agreement, I had a term, it's called a term work contribution, something like that. I was supposed to contribute like $2,000 for my school fees, and that $2,000 would have come from getting a job. But obviously because of COVID, that option is removed, so I don't have to work anymore, but it's usually there sometimes. Those are the 6 types of financial aid that I could find international students get, and throughout the series of these videos we'll go a bit more in depth into how to apply for this financial aid loan situations, and what requirements, what documents you need. So I just hope that by at least knowing what's out there, you can have a more detailed approach to your research. So that's it for the first video on the financial aid revealed series, where I've given you guys the basic information about financial aid, about scholarships, and I will put in a lot of links in the description box, so be sure to check them out. Please stay tuned for the rest of the videos in this series. I think there'll be almost like 8 to 10 videos, so you know I'm giving you guys all the facts, all the information. I want you guys to have all the information that I couldn't have, that I hope can be helpful for you guys, and you can obviously pass it on. Please don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe. Apologies for my voice. I'm drinking some ginger tea to kind of clear it up, but I have to make these videos for you guys because the deadlines are approaching, and I would hate it for you guys not to have this information. Please don't forget to subscribe. I love all of you. Thank you so much for like 1,100 subscribers. I'm screaming. I have so much content for you guys coming soon, but I want to finish this first, and then after that I'll do the Q&A and other cool stuff. So if you're here and the financial aid stuff doesn't apply to you, thank you so much. I will go back to regular general college content soon. I love you guys. Please stay tuned for the second video. You know it's going to be juicy. You know I'm going to be dropping facts. See you there. Thanks for watching. Okay, thanks. Bye.